Ah, the nuclear apocalypse. What a great theme that's inspired so many video games such as Fallout and Mad Max. Fallout, of course, being the most popular one out there, and so today we're going to take a look at the retro game that inspired it. Okay, so for this unboxing episode, I'm going to be showing you Wasteland, published by EA, back when they actually released decent games and not just rehashed games from the same franchise year after year. So the game was developed by Brian Fargo, among others, who would go on to found Interplay, which, as we all know, created the Fallout series. And there are actually a couple of Easter eggs in Fallout that make reference ties to this game. The game was a cult hit when it was released and kept a very loyal fan base throughout the years, so Brian Fargo went ahead and started a Kickstarter for the sequel, Wasteland 2, which was released just a couple of years ago, and it was quite successful, so there's a third one in the works. So both of the sequels obviously feature modern graphics and gameplay, but they still keep the story and feel of the original while still improving on it. So in Wasteland, the US and the rest of the world has been just butt-wrecked by a nuclear war, and you play the descendants of an army unit that took shelter in a fortified prison in the Arizona desert at the start of the war. So these guys just went into this prison and kicked out the inmates, which would actually come back to bite them in the ass later. And they named themselves the Desert Rangers and pretty much hunkered down for like 100 years, and now they're finally deciding to go out and see what's left of civilization, see if anybody's left, see if, just see what the hell's going on after all this time. So you control a party of 4 characters. Now you can either create your own characters or you can run with the ones that are pre-created. And the pre-created ones actually play a major role in the sequel. So again, with most classic PC games, there is a lot of reading involved, both on screen and in the printed manuals. The game uses the same basic layout and mechanics that were used in other RPG titles that were released by EA and Interplay at the time, such as Dragon Wars, Bard's Tale, and Escape from Hell. So combat in the game is pretty basic. You're pretty much just selecting an action and watching the results as scrolling text on screen, so you really had to use your imagination, something that wasn't in short supply for gamers in the 90s. Like, there's a lot of stuff crammed into this game. I mean, there's combat, RPG elements, puzzles, a really engrossing storyline, phenomenal character and NPC and creature design. The world is pretty big for just 2 floppy disks. I mean, this game has pretty much everything that you would find in like a modern game, except for, the modern graphics. So if you want to try out this game, it's available both on Steam and Good Old Games, and has enhanced graphics and sound and an actual soundtrack, and is available for a pretty low price, so it's definitely worth checking out. Okay, so let's take a look at what's inside the box. This one's the IBM version, and inside there's 3 manuals. First one is basically just how you play the game. A lot of reading to do, yet again. Just gameplay mechanics, item statistics, and stuff like that. Now the paragraphs manual, this is where they tried to save space on the game by putting a lot of text in the game in the manual and for copy protection. So we got 2 floppy disks here, low density I think, and on the back screenshots of the game from the IBM version, and on my Commodore version obviously it's screenshots from the Commodore version, and there's actually quite a difference in the quality. Now the Commodore version comes in this nice little case that looks like an old record album slipcase. And inside, the 2 manuals are the same, except they are way bigger than the IBM ones. I don't know why, maybe they were made at different factories or what not, no idea. And we got the clue book, written in a narrative style, so not like go here, do this, do that, pick up this. It's actually quite an interesting read. Also quite rare to find on eBay. Well, I hope you enjoyed my unboxing and review video. Please leave a comment below if you've played Wasteland and what you thought about it, or let me know what your favorite post-apocalyptic game is. So remember to like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you again.